This week, Rockstar is continuing its ongoing love affair with the MC business by giving us a bunch of bonuses and perks, including double money and RP on the MC contracts. Today's video, I'm going to run down my top 2 contracts that I believe are going to be the most beneficial if you're planning on grinding these out over the next week. So jumping right in, to start these contracts off, you're first going to need and own an MC clubhouse. Once you have your clubhouse, simply head to the room that has the notice board hanging on the wall. From here, you'll be greeted with a random generation of 3 contracts. What you want to be looking for are my favorite 2 contracts, each for different reasons, which I'll get to here in a moment. What you want to be looking for is either the Life and Death Bikes contract or the Torched contract. If you don't see either, no worries. Here's how you can randomly generate them, or if you've already completed one, here's a handy tip on skipping the cooldown. First, you're going to want to make sure your spawning location is set to your clubhouse. Next, simply start another session. My recommendation is to always select the invite-only session. It considerably cuts down the chances of you getting griefed. After you respawn back in your clubhouse, simply head back to the notice board room to see the new updated random selections. Cooldown gone. Okay, so as I mentioned, my first recommendation is the Life and Death Bikes contract. This is one of my favorites because it's easy, it's one of the few that can be performed solo, and it's one of the contracts that pays out the most. Very beneficial when we're all getting double bubble. Now, for both of these contracts, I'll be using my Mark II and another supplemental vehicle, which I'll touch on here shortly. You don't need to use these, just understand that's probably going to take you a little longer to complete if you don't. Alright, as soon as you kick off the Death Bike contract, you'll be asked to go to one of several locations in Vinewood to break into a house. There'll be 4 or 5 agents standing outside. You don't need to kill them, but if you're alerted, they're going to start shooting. So, yeah, what I do is just launch a few strategically placed homing missiles and then just walk inside without any fuss. Don't worry if you don't kill them all. As long as you get inside safely, you're good to go. So, once inside, have your weapon of choice ready, as there's more agents you're going to have to kill. I'd recommend the assault shotgun here. You'll need to off around 5 or 6 agents. There's usually 3 or 4 agents downstairs, and then as you go upstairs, you'll be greeted with 2 more. As soon as you walk through the first door upstairs, the mini-map is going to start blinking 3 white dots. These are the locations of the switches that unlock the door to the elevator. And unfortunately, this is just basically trial and error. One of the switches will give you an electric shock, one will alert more guards to enter the house, and the last one will actually open the door. You just need to pick a switch and hope for the best. If you get the switch with the extra guards, don't worry too much, as you can usually just select the correct switch before they do any real damage. Once the door opens, just head for the elevator and then to the garage. Again, have your weapon handy, as there's going to be 3 more enemies here that'll begin shooting. The dude with the welding helmet is going to be extra buffed, so you'll need to stay focused until they're all dead. When done, look for the death bike and then just hop on. You'll exit the garage and begin heading for the next waypoint, which is the location of the rival gang meet. There's going to be some enemies chasing you, but just ignore them and head for the waypoint. The major benefit of the death bike is the huge metal plate that you're leaning back on. It should provide ample protection on your journey. Okay, so the next part is purely optional, but something I always tend to do. Before I reach the gang members, I'll stop short and call in another vehicle. Usually something with a little more protection and firepower. For me, I'll be using my trusty dusty APC. Again, you don't need to do this. You can just remain on the bike and use the built-in miniguns, or just get off and use whatever guns you want. But as I always say, where's the fun in that, right? So when all the gang members are dead, you'll immediately get a call from Malk asking you if you want to return the bike to your clubhouse for some extra cash. Always select yes. You'll be making way more money, and all you're doing is just driving it back. When all is said and done, your payout is going to be around $80,000. It's usually around 40 grand without the double bubble. Not bad for a pretty easy and entertaining contract. Okay, my next contract du jour is called, quite simply, Torched. This is my next favorite because it's also easy, it's also solo friendly, And it's quite literally the quickest contract on the board. For this one, all you need to do is go to the location provided on the map and eliminate or torch 10 munition crates using the provided Molotov cocktails. And that's the added beauty of this contract, in that you don't really need to use the Molotovs, which can be an incredibly easy way to get these into your weapon wheel. These are traditionally hard to come by, so at the very least, just kicking off this contract is going to provide you with some added hard to get ammo. Win-win, right? Anyway, the point being is you don't need to use them. You can destroy the crates with a rocket launcher, or better yet, do what I do and try to destroy them with your handy-dandy Mark II. You see, when you get there, there's going to be some enemies standing around the crates looking to shoot you. So when your Mark II locks on, chances are you'll be, in a manner of speaking, killing two birds with one stone. I've had some of these, as you're seeing in this video, where I didn't even need to get off my oppressor. Even if you have to get off and destroy the crates with Molotovs or an RPG, you should expect to get these knocked out in under 5 minutes. And the payout? Well, expect a very reasonable 30 grand for your troubles, give or take. Pretty decent money for 4 or 5 minutes of work. Or, in the case here, $31,000 in under a minute and a half. And remember, there's no cooldown with these if you're using the method I showed you earlier. So, yeah, what I usually do is just switch back and forth between these two contracts. Keeps things fresh, and you can make yourself a lot of easy money. Alright, so that's it, my friends. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like this video and want to help out, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Is anyone going to be participating in the double bubble contracts this week? If so, do you have any of your own personal favorites? If so, drop a comment below and let everyone know. Until next time, be happy, be well, be safe, be money to you.